it's just, looking around the room and seeing people raise their hands. Maybe 60 to 70% of executives today have not, or at least are not actively utilizing AI in their day-to-day operations. And so when we move from technology trigger to the peak of inflated expectations, the third step, and maybe we'll pause here for
Yeah.
context, it's the trough of disillusionment. And that's where interests in this new technology, it begins to wane, implementations start to fail, and we move from a super high peak to we'll call it the valley of despair, if we're thinking about another narrative archetype here. And where we're at today when it comes to AI, we're not even at the peak of inflated expectations. I
You
don't
don't
think.
think so?
I don't think
I
so.
feel like this is a polarizing place, I feel like.
Um,
Um,
I don't think
you're
so.
either
I think the expectations are going to continue to increase. If I was to make a prediction of time, because if you think of where we are as of recording, we're in June of 2024. So that's literally 18, is that 18 months? It's about 20 months, more or
yeah.
less, since ChatGPT hit the scene back on November 30th of 2022. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we have another 6 months. If I was just to say, like, kind of like just throw a number out of, like, if I go back to previous hype cycles, say like around social media, maybe a decade ago, the launch of the iPhone in 2007, you've got, maybe it's 2 years
Is
to the peak, 30 months to the peak.
yeah. Is it almost, do you think people are, this is the phase where people maybe are a little bit discouraged? You know, they're over it. What's the big deal? Let's get back to business. Why are we stuck here?
Well, I would say, if I think about some of the conversations that I had with attendees following some of my keynotes or book signings, some people are moving into what I would say is the trough of disillusionment. And that's
Okay.
based upon the direct responses, the direct comments that I was receiving. I would say it's at, once again, anecdotally, maybe 80, 85% of the content of the material at these conferences and events had AI in the title in one way, shape, form, or fashion.
That's the
And
buzzword.
it is the buzzword for sure, but there were at least 4 people, maybe 5 people, that in private just shared with me. They were like, James Robert, number one, I appreciate you sharing a different perspective when it comes to navigating the complexity of change in the age of AI, because I take a more of a human centric approach here, the need for human transformation to coincide with
Yeah.
any type of transformation for that matter. But the second point really caught me by surprise. And I was like, well, I'm glad that, my perspective connected, it resonated, it gave you something different to think about. And they were like, yeah, because if I have to hear another or sit through another session about I think I'm just done for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an oversaturation on
Definitely an
AI topics.
oversaturation. And I mean, just pull up LinkedIn, pull up the news, go to the conferences. It's AI this, AI that. It's like, at what point is it hyperbole? And I think that's the point of the AI hype cycle, or I'm calling it the AI hype cycle, but of Gartner's hype cycle, thinking about the context of AI, we're not there yet. I don't think we're at the peak of inflated expectations yet. But if you pull up and Google Gartner's hype cycle, you'll
Yep.
see the peak of it's like a rocket ship. You just kind of just go straight up, and then you
Ah,
hit that trough of disillusionment. You almost drop as fast as you go to the other side. Think about this like a roller coaster. You go
right.
up and then you come kind of right back down, and then you
What do you
work.
think